All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my apostles at Great Millstone who rule well and who taught me this truth. Shalom to you brothers all across the four corners of the earth, pushing this word in sincerity and in faith. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, Barakathum to you sincere listeners. This is GMS Emerald Coast. And hey, this is the devil that the Bible speaks of on video. Yeah, so see the spirit. See, back in the day, these so-called white people could do whatever they wanted to do, and nobody could challenge them. But these young men, the spirit is put on these young kids, especially, these days, man. In these latter times, the spirit is put on these kids to not give a fuck. I mean, these 2/3 Jakes, they don't care, man. 2/3 of Israel is wild. Wicked to the bone, man. So if she thinks she's going to reform these kids by yelling at them, she got another thing coming. And then look, here come the sleazeball, Sleazy E. Well, he got a gat. And that's in the city. I don't know where the hell that is, but it looks very urban. And you saw the spirit on the kids, man. They didn't run away scared. They say just put the gun away. Because they don't really care about dying, man. They do not care about dying. They don't care. Salakia. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee. So yeah, you can see that the Edomites are calling all them kids, the N-word, and it's always been like that. We've always been a certain name outside of Yasharallah. We have always been called something besides the princes of the power, man, in which we are. We are the princes of the power. It says here, verse 38, thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. So throughout all of this, there's a certain amount of people allotted to salvation and a certain amount of people allotted to destruction. You see? But a lot of these wicked Israelites brought forth righteous Israelites. Just like in the days of old, you may have had a righteous king and he had a son and his son was wicked, right? So wickedness was throughout the kingdom. And then after a certain amount of time, he has a son and the son is righteous again, So the grandfather was righteous. The son was unrighteous. And then the grandson was righteous again. So the Lord does that. He switches things around. It says, thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine oil shall cast his fruit. So yeah, the men of the Lord are everywhere. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. And that captivity was through many captivities. Medo-Persian captivity, You know, the Greece captivity, the Roman captivity, you know, the Babylonian captivity, this current captivity that we're in America, right? All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. So yeah, this is all Israelites, man. You've taken the philosophies and you've put it above the Most High. And thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. So yeah, Esau, Edom, a.k.a. the so-called white man, is constantly lending money to us for us to go to school, for us to get a mortgage, right? In order for you to get a mortgage, you got to borrow money from the bank. Who is the bank owned by? Esau, Edom. In order for you to get a Sally Mae loan, what you got to do, you got to go to Esau, right? We don't ever let them borrow money because we don't have no money for them to borrow. It says, he shall be the head and thou shalt be the tail. So yeah, Esau is the belle of the ball, man. And Jake is just meant to be the cleanup crew. But not anymore, man. Verse 45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Yeah, because he gave us a certain amount, of rules, you know, and engagements, and he gave us a certain amount of statutes and ordinances that we continue to break. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So yeah, there are Israelites here on the earth to this day. The Israelites is not past tense. We're here today. Verse 47, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. So yeah, everything that we have is due to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. And you need to give your reverence to him. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. So yeah, everything comes from Esau that we want to get, man. Everything before it touches us, it touches the hand of Esau, Edom. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So what is that yoke of iron? That's slavery. Not only physically, but he put a spiritual yoke on us. That's why 2/3 of our people are just deteriorated. They need death. Verse 49, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Yeah, so when the so-called white man came and started to take us up and give us to slave traders, right? When the Africans, the Hamites, came and started to steal us and send us to certain places, we couldn't understand their language. You see, because we spoke Hebrew. It says, a nation of fierce countenance, we shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Yeah, so they were stealing young, old, right? They were stealing everybody. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. So yeah, he took away our understanding. Even when we were in slavery, we weren't allowed to read the Bible. And even in certain places, if you got caught reading the Bible by your slave master, you were put to death. So that corn, that wine, that oil that was supposed to anoint us, right? And the flocks of sheep that were supposed to come up from that word, right, were destroyed. We have entire lost generations. Verse 52, he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy power hath given thee. Yeah, so the Lord gave us Israel. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, right? Which that doesn't mean they're eating them. That means that they're following after their own philosophies, and they're following after their own doctrine, right? In the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. So yeah, you see that every day. Hating brothers, man. You look like you're having a good day. Got a smile on your face. And you got Jake staring at you like they want to kill you, man. And toward the wife of his bosom, which you already know what that means, towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he has nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness. So we were left with nothing, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. Right? So all tribes, man, everywhere we were searched out. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Yeah, so these women who used to be meek, humble, right? Her eye shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom. So what is that? By saying, oh, these niggas ain't shit. Oh, I can do everything on my own, right? This new woman that has come around, right? And toward her son and toward her daughter. So yeah, they spend their money. They spend the money for child support on new shoes. You know what I mean? These same women who were once great, magnified women, you know, they've been brought to this low vibration, man. They got weaves in their head, you know, getting butt injections. And for what? You know? To be made to be more beautiful, right? When originally they were as beautiful. Oh man, the women of ancient times used to look so just banging, man. Now we have these women, which hey, we got to suffer them, you know, in order to get our reward later on. Because in the kingdom, the women are going to be Michael Jackson bad. You know what I mean? Like you remember when you would watch a movie and you'd be like, oh man. She just looks just beautiful. That's how it's gonna be, man. Like the women from the 50s movies and the 40s movies, where you look at them and you're like, wow, man. You know, they didn't have a bunch of GMOs, cellulite. No, these women were real women, and even those women in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, even they were defiled. You see. But the farther you get in time, the worse these women get. These women age like milk, man. These women age like milk. And the men of the Lord age like wine, man. It says, verse 58, and this is going to be the last verse. If thou not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord, thy power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. So still, even unto this day, we are hit with these curses, man. So by doing this work, man, by learning about yourself, your true nationality, man, by reaching others, by going out on the highways and byways, by following the law, statutes, and commandments, following the dietary laws, man, you can find your way to salvation. You know, Bahashem Mashiach Yahushai. You know, and Tawadi Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai for giving us an opportunity and a way out of this, you know, because we suffer all sorts of afflictions, but despite what happens, we still give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. You know, He is our saving glory. So hopefully that was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And shalom to the sincere and hopeful elect.